Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 9. And as we all should have known, The Flash did start filming Season 9 last week, but as they usually do when they kick off a season, whether it was Season 1 or Season 9, they usually do a lot of studio stuff, or not a lot of studio stuff, but they usually kick off the season of filming, doing it in studio. It's just a bit of a, easier way to enter production. Just a bit of an easier way to do it. But we knew going into this new week that they were going to be doing some public filming for at least one day. And I wasn't too sure what to expect. I'd heard that it was filming in public, but there was no confirmed cast members, who was showing up or exactly what was going on. So I was like, oh, it could be a scene where it's Allegra and Chester going on a double date or something, and you'd be like, oh, okay, that's a great thing to look at in the set photo. But we got some much more interesting stuff and something I wasn't really expecting. So these first look photographs are coming, at least specifically now, from Canada Graph's Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But this was in a public setting, in a pretty functioning area of Vancouver. So there might be more people that post some stuff. But at the moment, we're going off these photos. So yeah, if you want to see more, there's a link in the description down below. So these photos do involve Grant Gustin as the Flash, as well as Candice Patton as Iris, as well as a new, I guess maybe villain or consistent villain. I don't know if it's just for the opening episode or not, or it's starting off a storyline. I'm not too sure. We'll jump into that. But yeah, there's a few cast members here. But yeah, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on all this. Do you like what you see here? Any theories and predictions moving forward? Very curious to hear what you guys think about all this stuff. And yeah, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're excited by what you see here in regards to looking forward to The Flash Season 9, why not drop a like on the video to show that? So let's just jump straight into it. So the first photo we can see here is, well, it's Barry as the Flash, and he looks like exhausted, and he's leaning against this machine here. And I'll jump into what I think this machine could be later when we introduce this new character that's there. But he's leaning here, looks exhausted, looks like he's used a lot of his speed and power to potentially stop something, whether it's completely or just to stop something from happening. So whether it's stopping the villain or just stopping someone getting attacked or something like that, it looks like he's exhausted himself. And you can see below, you might have not noticed here, but in the bottom right you can see Candice, or Iris, looking up very worried, as if like, oh no, like something's happened to Barry. In regards to his suit, because that's obviously going to be a focal point, I can't see any changes, but I'd be surprised if there were any, outside of maybe like if there was something a bit loose or something, they might have fixed it up a bit. But it looks the same from last season, and like, I think we're all happy with the suit. Maybe some people might want like this little thing here, like a really minor thing, but for the most part, I think we're happy with it, and I can't see any differences with the suit. I know the boots, they look, I don't know, maybe the boots aren't as shiny as they were. I don't know, but it's hard to tell from this photo because they are sort of blocked off by that grate thing. At least in this photo. I don't know if there's another photo that you can see the boots better, but there doesn't seem to be too much differences with the suit, at least, or any differences at all. But the next photo here, we can see Barry in a very similar position with that machine there, but he's looking up as if something's going on. He is holding something. Is that just a microphone? Is that just like the fuzzy microphone thing that they? I don't know. What the hell is that? Isn't that just the microphone thing? Like the, what do they call it? I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember what it's called. But he's looking up at something. So something's up in the air. I'm wondering if it's a lightning bolt or some sort of like power thing, just because of this machine here. But I'll jump into that in a second, just because it could connect to maybe what's happening with the certain villain that's showing up. But he is looking up, so you can tell that something's going on. I just don't know what he's holding. Isn't that the microphone thing? Unless it's some other type of weapon. I don't know. I'm sort of confused now. I'm pretty sure it's just the boom mic thing. But anyway. But here we can see this villain that I'm referring to, and he might look quite familiar, both in regards to the actor sense as well as just the general getup. So obviously this is Captain Boomerang, or a version of Captain Boomerang. Now, the curiosity factors around this is that we've obviously, of course, already had Captain Boomerang in the earlier seasons, and we can assume that that character still existed, who was played by Nick Tarabay, who of course also played Eclipso on Stargirl. Now that was Digger Harkness. That was the Digger Harkness version of Captain Boomerang. I think he died in Arrow Season 5. Did he die? I think he did. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is another version of Captain Boomerang. Now, I'm going to assume that this is Owen Mercer, who is, Captain Boomerang's son in the comics. They might change it for the show if this is Owen Mercer, where he's just, he took inspiration or something like that. He might not be the son. Or they might do a rewrite, a crisis thing, where this is just the new Digger Harkness and that version of Arrow just never existed. Now you can see him here in the full-on, like, very comic accurate This is much more comic accurate, I think, than the one on Arrow, that one was just really just wearing a cloak. This one is actually trying to be very comic booky, which I really love. Even the beanie, just the beanie with the little boomerang. You know me, I'm Australian. I love Captain Boomerang, you know. So, actually, I have to say this. As an Australian, I am worried about the accent because this is Richard Harmon. The actor is Richard Harmon. If you've watched The 100, you'll know him. I think it was Murphy. I think his name was. I can't remember his first name. I just remember it was Murphy, something Murphy. But he was in The 100, obviously. So a lot of people would know him if you watched that show when it was on. I am worried about the accent. But then again, if it is Owen Mercer and it's not Digger Harkness, Owen Mercer has an American accent because was raised in America and everything like that. So if it's Owen Mercer, no worries. If it's Digger Harkness, I'm worried about the accent. So now that that's the case, I'm sort of hoping it's Owen Mercer. For that reason, the accent reason, and also another reason, because it'd be, you know, tapping into the comics as well. And that reason would be if he's getting power from this. Now, you can see him really close to the machine. Now, whether he's the one that constructs this or he's just, there's another villain sets this up and he's just in the area, I'm not too sure. I'm going to assume he's attached to this machine in some way. I would be very curious if they did the whole thing where Owen Mercer has like the speed bursts that he has in the comics, where he can sort of like be a bit of a speedster, which would be very, very interesting if they did that. And I mean, the fact that they've gone on like very comic accurate with his suit makes me think they'll jump into that comic accuracy with the speed bursts and everything like that. But we could tell that Barry was struggling, and as I said, he was looking up before. I'll bring up that picture again where he's looking up. It just makes me think there's like lightning that comes down or something along those lines, or whether just like the lightning comes down and then it draws off Barry or something along those lines. It just seems like it's going to be very, this machine is like power focused, just in regards to lightning and stuff like that. And then when you tie in that this Captain Boomerang, most likely Owen Mercer, is right next to this machine and looking very confidently at it, it just makes me think that he's going to absorb that power. Now, whether this character is just the opening episode 1 villain is another question. I think that's probably more likely. However, they could be setting up like a mini Rogues arc to kick off the season. I think we'll probably have to wait either for a few more set photo stuff to maybe confirm other villains, or even just like whether it's just for episode 1 or even for like episode 2, 3, 4, so over the next handful of weeks to see who else is filming. Because if they bring in like, if there's like all of a sudden there's a new Captain Cold, or we see the Top return or something along those lines, or Weather Wizard, then I think we can definitely start attracting it and going, okay, well, hold on. We might be getting a Rogues type of thing. But at this moment, this could just be an episode 1 villain, and a cool one with, you know, Owen Mercer or just a Captain Boomerang, maybe with some speed in there, just to have some fun in episode 1. But at this point, it's a wait and see. It's really hard to tell exactly what they're doing for even just like more than an episode based off these small amount of set photos. But there is one more set photo here with Barry arriving here with Iris. I'm assuming this is when they first arrive here, just because it's distant and everything like that. I wonder, I'm just trying to think, like, I wonder if Iris was doing something on the field, but then again, she has the gun, so I'm assuming that Barry runs her over here. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. But it just does seem like it's only Barry and Iris in regards to Team Flash members that are in this scene. And then we have Captain Boomerang there as well. I don't think there was any other people there outside of these two. And this also might be like an opening scene as well. Like this might be like the opening scene of the first episode of the final season of The Flash. And that's maybe why it's Barry and Iris. But yeah, based off the Captain Boomerang look and just it seems like they're going for it, I'm excited. And we know that Eric Wallace loves the comics, but sometimes, you know, fully adapting the comics or jumping into the goofiness of the comics sometimes can be a bad thing. But just based off what I'm looking at here in regards to like a first look and, you know, first response or first reaction basis, I'm liking what I'm saying. It's just really about how it comes together and everything like that. But I am very curious to see whether this is just one episode, or this is setting up something for like the opening, maybe 5, 6, maybe 7 episodes or something before the season jumps into something else. That's a wait and see. And as I said, we'll probably have to wait until we get maybe some set photos from episode 2 or 3 to maybe decide where they're going with it. But based off this, I'm excited to see this portion of episode 1 because I love Captain Boomerang, and I'm excited to see if they give him like speed and everything like that, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions about everything we went over, your reactions to this, any theories, thoughts, all that stuff. As I said, Patreon link to Canadagraphs, all the photos from Canadagraphs in the link in the description down below if you want to go check out the rest. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.